So me and Leva are going to see Cherry, the movie that I worked on. We're going to Chicago to see it. It's for some reason only playing in like a few major cities. So we're about to drive like 2 hours or so, go see it.
Want to talk a little bit about your wardrobe?
Sure.
Something that I haven't even seen the movie and I'm already geeking out about.
So this jean jacket type thing is worn by Forrest Goodluck's character throughout most of the movie. I took it from the wardrobe. Well, they were giving stuff away at the end, so I snatched it. This sweatshirt thing underneath is, this is the name of the college that Cherry went to in the movie, but I don't think it actually made the movie. I think every scene with the actual college in it got cut, so. The office people got these sweatshirts made like as a gift at the end, so that's why it says Cherry Accounting.
I have a question.
Okay.
When we sit down in the theater, could I wear the jacket?
Possibly.
That look on your face is just like, oh no, I kind of want my jacket not to be ripped. It'll be just like that scene from Tommy Boy. So you ready to go?
Yep.
You've done a few videos with me, and I have one question for you. How can you stand it?
I really don't mind it at all, actually. It's kind of fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I have a fun fact for you. Literally everybody throughout all of my videos, every single person hates doing the videos, despises it, except for you and Mason. So, you're seeing it in the movie theater, movie that you worked on beginning to end. That's a big flick. How do you feel?
It's exciting. Yeah, it'll be super cool to see it on the big screen.
What are some things that you've learned, working on a professional movie like this, with like big Hollywood people?
It's a lot of work. Like, there's so much work that goes into making a movie at like every position, and like everyone there is super dedicated and focused on what they're doing, and you work crazy hours, and yeah, you just have to be always like
Moving
on top of your game, moving like 100%. All however many hundred of people were in the cast and crew, like they're all involved in like some way, and most of the people were there for the 6 months of filming. I was able to go to set almost every day and just seeing how that works, like in a major movie, how every component is working on set. And it's really cool just to be on the location, watching them film.
Was there anything about how things were going in terms of making the movie that were like different than you would have expected?
Everything was pretty new because I had only worked on a super low budget film. Cherry was actually considered like semi-low budget, which is crazy because it was still like a huge film, and I can't imagine what like the Avengers movies would be like on set or anything. But yeah, like everything was kind of new to me. I didn't realize like how the office worked, like how the office is like a separate place from the set, but they have like communication back and forth. There's the set, the production office, and then the post, and like all those are working together throughout the movie, and there's just all these small things that you don't think about. Like I had no idea like accounting was a real job on a movie.
How exactly did you get the job?
In my last semester of college, I went on this film program in LA.
Yeah.
And I just learned about the business part of filmmaking, how to get like an entry-level job on a movie. This low-budget movie that came to Northwest Indiana, the producer on there helped me a lot with like knowing where to look for jobs. Most states that have film incentives have a film website. You go on that state's website and they have cast and crew listings, and there's a bunch of like film websites like that, but just knowing where to look for those, and through that program and the producer on the low budget film, that's where I learned like to look for the jobs. And then I just sent out like resumes like crazy. So I sent out probably like 50 resumes and heard back from 2 or 3. Even after that low budget film I worked at an ice cream place for like 2 months, just trying to send out resumes to films, and then finally got hired on Cherry.
You gotta realize how lucky you are to have gotten that experience.
One thing I think was cool about it that I learned, I didn't really know this going in, but the Russo brothers independently financed and made this movie, like outside of any studio system. Like this was just their movie. Like they made their own production company, Agbo, and did this movie on their own, but then sold it to Apple TV, which is now how it's being released. So they had like complete freedom and everything.
So if you don't end up liking the movie, like, are you allowed to like say anything bad about it, like since you actually worked on it, or no?
I think I could still be like critical of it without.
Do you think like anyone would see it, like this video?
Like the review, maybe, and I don't really think they would care if I am a little critical of it, but just not revealing like the secrets or whatever went on behind the scenes. I don't know if I have anything that I'm not supposed to share. Maybe like information on the budget or something. But I mean, I already told the story about the hair scene and the stuff on set. So
Oh, you almost played the back of his head.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
One of the other movies that I had the opportunity to work on was Judas and the Black Messiah, which also filmed in Cleveland at the same time as Cherry. But I got offered a job like a week after I started on Cherry. And Judas and the Black Messiah is a great film, so
So you're gonna be upset like if you don't end up like.
Yeah.
Oh. Also, speaking of making movies, in case you guys didn't know, Sean C. Phillips is making his very first film, and he's got an Indiegogo campaign going. Go support it. There's a lot of cool perks on there, like perks to be in the movie, either on set or you can send in a clip for him to use in it, because there's going to be like vloggers and stuff in the movie. The link will be down below to his Indiegogo campaign.
So Sean, if you have any crew openings and are looking to hire some people, I would definitely be interested.
Do it, Sean. Hire the boy. He's worked with the Russo brothers. We'll drop him your resume, bruh.
Yeah, I'll definitely send it to him.
Actually, if Sean's already seen the first video
Yeah,
of
I
you
guess
talking
he
about
knows
Cherry,
that.
he
Yeah.
knows your whole resume.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the area?
It's really cool. I don't think I've ever been in this part of Chicago actually, but yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's nice. Like every area, like there's a whole bunch of different like neighborhoods in Chicago, and every one has their own like identity. Great Blu-ray hunting music. This really fits the scene. And here we are in the Exchange. One that's pretty good right here. It's called The Double. You've seen Enemy though, right?
Yep.
Denis Villeneuve. It's based off of the same book, so it's like the same story,
Really?
but
Okay.
done in a completely...
Just a different interpretation of
Yes,
it?
yes.
Okay.
And it's like a comedy starring Jesse Eisenberg.
Really?
And it's like this really weird film. Yeah, it's only $3. I'd recommend getting it. The Exchange is like the awesomest, you know, used movie store. What's up, brother?
How you doing?
What's your name?
Name's Brandon.
Brandon? I'm Alex Leba. So I just overheard that you have your own channel.
I do.
What's it called?
It's just my name. It's just Brandon W. That's it.
Brandon W?
Brandon W.
What kind of content do you do?
Recently doing WandaVision reviews.
Oh, sweet. What did you think of it?
I am ecstatic about this show. So I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of things to talk about. I like that they're trying something new. They're doing something different that the fans aren't accustomed to.
Agreed, man.
But also kind of keeping that same like Marvel loving formula. It's kind of a beautiful pairing of the two, which I love.
I really like the sitcom aspect of it.
Oh yeah,
Each
for
one
sure.
is different. You know,
I think I mean Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany are like perfect to like do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
They were able to play each and every era so spot on perfectly that, I mean, if they don't get Emmy nominations, I don't know what the Emmy is thinking.
I hope they do, but I honestly don't think they will.
Oh, I don't think they will either, just because, you know, those sort of academies don't really recognize those sort of properties, but it's nice to hope.
Hey, can I get a movie out of here?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Cyrus. Dupont. Dogtooth, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, who directed Killing of a Sacred Deer, Lobster, and what else?
The Favorite.
The Favorite.
Yes.
I have all of his movies, so I might as well get that one too. Have you seen Dogtooth?
Yeah, it's probably the most disturbing movie I've ever seen. Like, I'd put it at number 1.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it for sure.
I'd never want to watch it again, actually.
If I don't like Dogtooth, which I probably won't, then I'll just
You might
resell
sell
it.
it. Okay.
I don't know, like, would you recommend it, or do you think it was just like an interesting first watch?
I don't know. I feel like I would still recommend it just because how crazy it is. I don't know. You may like it, actually.
I'm the same way. I like disturbing movies like that.
One thing I've noticed about exchanges, every like employee like in exchanges are like super nice.
They're all like
Movies.
interested in movies.
I actually am partially Mexican, but I do not like Mexican food.
Okay. If you want to go down to that pizza place and bring something back, it was like right there.
So right now we're gonna eat before we go see the movie, and I got 2 pieces of pizza as well as a bunch of movies, and you got
Some movies, a vinyl, and then I got a bowl at this Mexican place here.
things are going pretty good so far. Blake, I got an idea.
Okay.
How about we go in this Walgreens and find some cherry-related candy to sneak into the movie, so we don't have to like spend a bunch to like get candy.
I also brought you and me these cherry cola. I don't know if you've had these. They're really good. It's like pop that's like somewhat healthy, actually.
Yes.
In honor of cherry.
Yes. Blake, before we see Cherry, I have one question for you. Could I please, pretty please, wear that jacket?
Yes.
The guy in the movie looked super skinny, so like that immediately made me think, oh,
He
that
is,
won't
yeah.
fit me. Let's do it.
All right.
understand you have a personal bias, you know, towards this movie. But what did you think?
I didn't love it, but I don't know. I have some thoughts. We'll have to discuss them on the way home.
So we're about to go into Trader Joe's.
This is my favorite grocery store. There's not one very close to us, so whenever I'm in a city, I stop by.
It's an interesting feeling watching somebody on screen literally wearing the exact same
clothes as you. Yes.
So, what'd you think?
It was okay. It's definitely not one of my favorite movies, and I probably would like it less if I didn't have a little connection to it. But
Oh!
it's not terrible. It's just there's some choices, mostly in the editing, that I think, and cinematography a little bit, that I think take away from the overall story.
It's kind of like the movie was edited by Alex Leba.
Yeah.
Any other memories about like the Russos or Tom or anything like that?
Everyone was in the office for a little bit before filming started, and the first day Tom got there, he went around and shook everyone's hand, like introduced himself to everyone, him being like the main actor and like a big name and really famous. So it was like super cool that he did that. Throughout the whole thing, like kept that same attitude. Just really nice, yeah.
Aw, that's cool.
Always said hi.
You said you got to interact with him and talk to him.
Yeah, more so. I
More
think
so business
everything,
stuff?
Yeah, everything I really talked to him about was either just like, hey, how's it going? Or like money related to whatever my job was at the time. No like big conversations about like, I don't know, movies or whatever.
It's nowhere near as bad as a lot of people were making it out to be. There's still a lot of bad aspects to it. There are some editing choices in there that like did not work. Like some of the choices with cinematography and editing, like some of them I thought were pretty cool and unique, although there wasn't like much of a point for a lot of them. Like it seemed like that they were just trying to look cool. Maybe the Russos thought like, you know, after Endgame we could do literally whatever we want. Specifically the words that pop up on the screen. What was that?
So there's multiple chapters. I think there's like 5 or 6.
I thought that was fun.
Yeah, and they tried to change the style within each chapter, and the basic training chapter was probably the strangest editing wise, you know. They changed the aspect ratio like pretty drastically. They kind of did like a 1-to-1. It's like very square. Like when the drill sergeants yelled stuff, words would come up in like bold red text like on the screen. Like it doesn't seem like something that would be in a movie, you know?
Exactly. Like that would be too much for
Yeah.
one of my videos.
It seemed like kind of a bad like YouTube video, like, you know?
Yeah. Man, you're not pulling any punches with this one.
What'd you think of the war scenes like that they filmed in the Middle East and in Africa?
I like those. I thought they were fun. Felt like a different movie. Although that's definitely like what they were going for.
I think they were going for that with each of the chapters. It kind of seems like it could have worked as a like mini series or something. Like each chapter was an episode or whatever. You know?
Maybe.
There'd have to be more content in each one. But
I'm not sure if it would have worked as a miniseries. It needed to have been cut shorter because I do feel like there's a lot of unnecessary stuff that could have been cut out.
I agree, yeah.
You've like been to most of the places that you've seen on screen, like literally watched them do everything, right?
Yeah, a lot of them. And if I wasn't there like watching the scene actually being filmed, I was like in that location, so got to actually like walk around and like be in that spot, like their house and all that stuff. So that was really cool. That was like really cool to see.
Did Joe and Anthony do a lot of takes?
The stuff that I was at, yeah, there was a lot actually.
The girl, I mean, was fine, but like there were at times to where like her performance like wasn't very good. There were other times to where it was pretty decent, but Tom Holland was pretty good, and
Yeah.
most everybody did fine.
Yeah, I think all the acting was pretty good.
I feel like most of the bad aspects to it were definitely in post-production. I don't really understand a lot of them. I definitely think that a lot could have been cut out of the movie.
I don't think it needed to be like 2.5 hours.
It seemed like that they were, trying to look cool and stuff like that, with not much of a purpose, like with the editing and cinematography and stuff. Kind of like my videos. I do have a lot of shots. Maybe I can edit it like the movie, and then and just have a bunch of weird stuff like in the editing just for no reason. A lot of people are saying that the movie is not like competent and that it's like a student film, which I wouldn't go that far. You can tell that it's definitely, competent. There are times where the acting kind of feels that way a little bit, to where I can understand, but basically, like I said, it was nowhere near as bad as I thought it would be. Was it like nothing like you would have ever expected it to be?
Like the overall movie is not really what I expected it to be. The story is the same. The feel, the tone of the whole thing is not really what I expected. I expected it to be more of like just a straightforward drama of the like ups and downs of this character's life, and not all the editing and all that stuff. It's based on a novel about the actual guy's life.
The real guy is probably pissed. Basically, a movie that tries too hard.
Yeah.
But I think maybe it's just to do with the editing, because like most of the shots were really cool.
Yeah.
I think it might just be the editing.
What do you think about the choices of like the names of the bank, Tom Holland's character being unnamed? The doctors and the some of the sergeants were all named whomever. I don't know if you caught that, but
I noticed the banks. Like that kind of took me out of it. Like that was pretty stupid. The fact that his character is unnamed, is not that big of a deal to me.
Okay.
Because there's been, really great unnamed characters.
Yeah.
Waking Life,
Clint Eastwood and the
Man with No Name trilogy.
Yeah.
This movie, really kind of a mixed bag. I would say probably a C+ or a C.
Yeah, I'd go with right at like C.
It's really nice that you were like dead honest about everything and didn't lie about your opinion.
It was really cool to see all those locations around Cleveland and just like remember being there during that time. One really cool thing that they did, a lot of the background characters with like small roles were actually crew members. A kid that Tom Holland buys drugs from is actually his brother, Harry Holland, who was his assistant on set. One of the construction workers was the assistant director. A guy that pushes Tom and Forrest Goodluck out of the bank was the location manager. The judge at the end was the props master, which was cool to just like see those guys, remember working with them.
So you had to sign a non-disclosure contract.
Yeah, I don't really know what that means now. I don't want to get into like too much details of like what was going on set.
But you can just tell me though, right?
Yeah. When he was just in his... I was in the basement while they were filming that.
Wait, so like you don't want to put that
I don't know if I should say that.
Okay.
Come get your toasted cheese.
Oh man, that's funny. That's really funny.
And then like...
Now we're going to show you everything we picked up.
Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, directed by Sidney Lumet.
His last film before he died.
Yes. I have not seen this yet. Really want to. I like Sidney Lumet a lot. I also like Philip Seymour Hoffman, one of my favorite actors, so I definitely want to check this out.
That is a great movie.
The rest of these are from Reckless Records. Gross Anatomy, it was 99 cents, so. Big Eyes, directed by Tim Burton. Castaway, Pan's Labyrinth. This is one of my favorite movies. Out of Africa, that's all I got.
And I got more than Blake did. First up, I got a giant box set for one of my favorite comedies. This DVD set, is very hard to come by. I thought, this is probably the cheapest you'll ever see it for, even though it's very beat up. That's probably why it's so cheap, and it's probably missing something. Oh, come on. The Office Space DVD set, and it comes with like a stapler, a coffee cup, and so much crap. It is very beat up, but I'm still glad I got it. Cyrus, the first film by, or the first studio film, like legit studio film with actual stars from the Duplass brothers. Written and directed by Jay and Mark Duplass. I'm starting to get into their movies recently. The speech that Mark Duplass gave at South by Southwest, the link will be down below. One of the best speeches about filmmaking ever. We got Dogtooth, a film by Yorgos Lanthimos. Definitely looking forward to it. and Blake made me even more excited to check it out. And this one was a little more, but I'll watch it, and if I don't really like it, then I'll sell it. But I have all of Yorgos's other movies. So Touch of Evil collector's edition that comes with a book, Pretty in Pink. I got this for $12.99. I've been wanting to check this out. There are these like new Blu-rays called Paramount Presents for certain movies. Man on a Wire for $1.99 because I like the movie The Walk. I'm interested in that story, and this is like the real life documentary about the actual guy. Camp Nowhere for $1.99. The Live Free or Die Hard DVD Steelbook. This has the unrated version on it. The unrated version is not on Blu-ray. I actually really like Live Free or Die Hard. Yeah, it's not the best movie ever. I like this one way more than Die Hard 2, as well as way more than A Good Day to Die Hard. It's been a good time. Okay, that wasn't a very good time. Aside from that, it's been a pretty good time. You know, we went to Chicago. You know, we got some food. We went and saw Cherry. I'd say pretty fantastic day.
It was, yeah.
Follow Blake on Letterboxd at
BESLX.
and on Facebook at Blake Kirkham.
Oh, yeah.
And follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Labonimus, and add me on Snapchat at Labo with 5 A's. Let us know what you thought of our pickups. Let us know what you thought of the movie Cherry. Let us know what you thought of the video. And thank you guys for watching. Say bye, Blake.
Yep. See ya.